So yesterday I saw a post that I think the person was truly believing was a good argument or something, but and it's enticing in a way, but he said that every time we teach a child critical thinking somewhere in the world, a conspiracy theory dies. That is not an argument. That's not an argument. It's like today's critical thinking was yesterday's joke and it's tomorrow's joke, because what we think today is going to be scoffed at 20 years from now. I mean, people are changing so fast that the things that we believe are true will in very short order not be true anymore. I think the same even applies to so-called evidence-based practices. I mean, more evidence comes in, our practices change, right? It's like the so-called inoculations that people are taking 4 or 5 years from now, after all the profit has been sucked out of everything, and maybe we'll have access to new data, the practices will change around the data. So I don't blame someone for having a practice surrounding data as we understand it in the here and now, but somehow the argument of critical thinking is being aggrandized by the comment that critical thinking, teaching it to a child, makes conspiracy theories die. Conspiracy theories, or theorists, as people like to label and condescendingly pigeonhole them and put them into a little box that's convenient for them to not think about what they're saying, they're pushing the envelope. I mean, thoughts that we're uncomfortable with are there to serve us to learn how to be comfortable even when we're dealing with difficult subjects. And, I look at it as an opportunity to sharpen my thinking when I hear somebody say something I don't agree with. I don't want to get into this territory of grandiosity that is out there about whatever school of thought someone has, whether it's legit or not, we still think about it. That's, a discipline of humility. Wallowing in condescension and saying that I'm not going to listen to someone who disagrees with me, but whether that person who disagrees with me is a so-called conspiracy theorist, they're a leftist, they're a rightist, extremist, whatever it is, I need to listen to that. I personally believe that the universe is always conspiring to give us the best life possible at all times and in all places. It's not possible to be off our spiritual path, just like it's not possible to be off our scientific path. It's just a path. And it's like Nietzsche said, that which doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. Now, that's a purely objective perspective, and I don't think that objectivity is useful in this objective world. That which kills him also makes him stronger. He didn't realize that. It didn't cross his mind that wherever his spirit goes after his body dies makes him stronger as well. And his spirit is probably just as strong before he came into this physical body as it was after he left. I don't know. I don't know if there's a such thing as reincarnation. Does it invalidate the concept of the resurrection to believe in reincarnation? Maybe it does. I've heard some arguments that it does, but just being willing to think about these things, entertain the possibilities. It's like Emily Dickinson wrote, dwell in possibility. So just, look at the possibility that someone might have some information that is worth your thinking about. they could be 99% mistaken on all the information they have, but that 1%, because you were listening, might lead you down a rabbit hole that you'll be later quite grateful to have gone down. So I just really hope people would stop this bickering back and forth and building pedestals in hell that they have to stand around to protect. And likewise, quit aggrandizing yourself and other people, putting them on pedestals in a scientific heaven or a religious heaven. You know, all these masks that we wear in this life, and I'm not talking about masks because of the viruses and all that crap. You know, I'm talking about the pseudo securities that we get out of what we think, you know, and all the uniforms that we wear while we're here on, you know, in Earth School. You know, you're probably going to be happily awakened when you pass away to find out that none of that mattered. And if it does, then maybe you have a special place in heaven that you'll go. Maybe there is a, you know, a corner just for scientists where they can live in the science delusion, you know. And then there's a place in heaven where people can live the God illusion or delusion. And there's a Catholic place and an atheist place, and you know, wherever we go when we're gone is, I just think none of that stuff's going to matter. All that's going to matter is that we loved each other. That's my perspective. And on that note, I'm going to close this whole thing with just a little joke. And the joke is this: remember, it's just a joke. It's only a joke. Had it been a real emergency, you know. Here's the joke. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, heard a bunch of noise outside my house. I was, you know, rudely awakened by this strange murmuring and clanking noises. And it's like, what in the heck is that? So I threw a robe on, went to the living room window, opened the curtains, and you'll never guess what I saw out there. There was a group of agnostic bigots burning a question mark on my lawn. Peace out, y'all. Remember to tell 3 people a day that you love them. If you don't tell 3 people a day that you love them, you're probably wasting a day of your life. You've heard it once, you've heard it 100 times. Keep passing it on. Love is the only thing that's real. It's all that matters.